don't know how big an issue this is, but I thought it was interesting. Taking your shoes off at work. Is this a proper thing to do? What, you're in your cubicle, you're at your desk, whatever. I don't know if you're working at Target as a checkout counter person. You taking your shoes off. I mean, I guess the customers can't see it if you're behind the deal, right?
I mean, you go to the DMV and the clerk has no shoes on. You don't know.
You don't know. And
Maybe they sit there the whole time.
well,
Unless they have to walk and get your plate from the back and then you see their socks.
sit, stand,
Yeah.
whatever. And I just thought this was interesting. There's a little bit of a debate going on. I guess there was a debate online on a Reddit thread that the question is it okay to take your shoes off at work? Listen, I think it depends on whether they're visible, and I think it also depends whether you got some feet reek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Those two factors go into play. Where it's never acceptable, people flip out, is on airplanes. So
Yeah.
a lot of people flip out if you take your shoes off on an
Yeah,
airplane.
I'm not as close to you while you're working as I am sitting next to you on a plane. It's a little different intimacy level.
Yeah.
Listen, on a long-haul flight, and I've taken plenty of long-haul flights, I've been on 15-hour flights.
Whoa.
In fact, I'm gonna have a 15-hour flight coming up in March. Just a little heads up. I'm going to the Philippines. I'm going scuba diving in March. Okay, so little heads up. And I've got one of my flights is going to be it's going to be a 15-hour flight. And you know what? I'm going to take my shoes off on a 15-hour flight. Now the question is, do you leave your socks on? You leave your socks off? But let me tell you what I have seen on an airplane, and I was going to bring that up as well, Roxanne. I have seen people take shoes off and put their feet up on the armrest, and we're talking about an encroachment
Ugh.
on the armrest. And it's typically the aisle seat. It's kind of tough to wedge your foot through the gap between the left seat, the aisle seat, and the window seat. It's kind of tough to jam your foot through the little gap, to the left and the right of the middle seat. But I have seen people put their foot up on the armrest
Yeah.
on the aisle seat because they're sitting behind. They'll put their foot up, and I've seen the foot hit the elbow or the arm of the person in front of them. Now that's disgusting.
But that's a different level of closeness than when you're at work. I mean, if
Yeah.
you work in a shop where you have to have steel-toed boots, you don't take your shoes off.
Yeah, on my Instagram, and it's way back, folks. Listen, it'll take you 4 days to find it. But on my Instagram, it's probably 10 years ago, I did take a picture of somebody with bare feet on an airplane, and they had their feet I think they were window seat, and they had their feet up and on the wall of the airplane next to the window,
Oh,
and
wow.
bare feet just what are you doing? And I kind of surreptitiously I took a picture. By the way, my phone doesn't go I have the shutter click sound. Why would anyone does anyone in this room have the shutter click sound on your phone?
No.
When you want to take a quiet picture without anyone knowing, last thing you want is your phone going. And on my phone, I have the option to have the shutter noise, the artificial fake shutter noise. And I'm sure, so you guys are both on Apple iPhones. I've got an Android. I've got a Google Pixel. But I would imagine the same thing on the iPhones. You can have your camera shutter make a noise or not, correct?
You know what? I never really paid attention.
Me neither.
Is
Me
it off by default maybe on
Maybe,
your phones?
yeah.
Anyway, so taking your shoes off at work, it's kind of quite the debate right now.
Well, I do always laugh when I'm driving. Speaking of seeing feet places, when you're driving down the road and you see someone's feet hanging out the window,
Oh.
or you see the feet pressed up on the glass. And
Oh,
you see,
yeah.
And we always,
Yeah.
my girls and I always point out, they're like, "Oh, look at those pigs!
Yeah, I like to
those
say
little piggies."
I like to say put them on the glass. Put them on the glass. Put them on the glass. No, but seriously, and to me, that's dangerous. You see somebody rolling down I-75. They're doing 75, 80 miles an hour. And I've seen both. I've actually seen the driver with their foot out the window or up on the dashboard, not their left foot. It's, the left foot is, used for the gas and the brake, unless you're my Aunt Gail, who used to drive with 2 feet, and it was the herkiest. You ever known anyone that drove with 2 feet?
No.
My mom's sister, Aunt Gail.
She drove with her 2 feet.
Yeah,
Did
she
not
one
have
foot,
arms?
right foot was the gas, left foot was the brake.
Oh, I thought you meant she did the steering wheel with her.
What are you doing? No.
I saw a documentary
No.
once of a woman with no arms, and that's how she drove. I mean,
With her tongue?
no, right
With
foot,
her mouth?
right foot, working the pedals, lefty steering.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my Aunt Gail, man, she was the it was like
Oh,
it was like whiplash.
That's like bumper cars.
Yeah,
feeling.
and I'm sure there are people listening. I'm sure there are some 2-foot drivers
Yeah.
out there.
2-foot drivers are
but
crazy.
I've seen the individuals in their cars, and same thing. A lot of times it's the passenger, and they've got their feet out, or like you said, they've got their feet up on the dashboard and they're pressed against the window, and that's dangerous. You get into an accident, man, your ankles are getting snapped off like little pretzel sticks, man.
Oh man, that
Can
is
you
dangerous.
imagine that? So
Well, I people want to take their shoes off at work and they feel like it's appropriate. No one's going to see them, whatever. You know what my thing is lately that I notice more frequently I'm taking off? And I don't do it at work, but my bra. Like I'll go to
what?
places.
You'll
yes.
take your bra off where?
For example, I was on Halloween night. I was out with my sister and
Hold
one
on,
of her-
you took your bra off to go. Did you take it off while trick or treating
I
and
did.
kind of fish it out through your armpit?
I did. It was
Really?
kind of dark. I was standing over with my sister and
Well,
another one of her neighbors.
Why?
And I was like,
Why did you take your
I'm
bra
sorry.
off?
I'm about to tell you. I said, I'm sorry, ladies, I got to take this off. It's just my bra's giving me anxiety. And
What?
guess what? They both related
Hold on.
to it. They're like, ours
You're-
too.
Wait a
It's like
second.
it's almost like your Cinderella and your carriage turns into a pumpkin. Like I can go all day with a bra, but then if I have to go deep into the nighttime hours with a bra on, I lose it. I'm like,
How does
get
it
this
give you?
off of me?
Wait a minute. How does it give you anxiety?
Because it's like just constricting, and you're just like,
But
I
that
can't
that's
take
your,
it.
that. Hold on a minute. That
Yeah.
I can understand
Have
if
you
it's.
ever worn a bra?
Listen to me. I can Fester. I wanted him to wear a bra, but that's a whole different story.
The fetish he has.
Yeah.
It's
All right,
really
we
freaky.
stop it. All right. So here's the deal. No, just because with your large man boobs,
Yeah,
I
well, I know.
wanted you to go get fitted for a bra.
You closetedly
All right.
are into that
All
crap.
right, whatever. All right.
Whatever.
So Roxanne,
Mm-hmm.
I can understand physically being annoyed by a bra
Yes.
if it doesn't fit or if it's been on all day and it's bothering you.
Yep. There you
But
go.
that leads to mental anxiety,
More physical anxiety.
braziety.
Once
Yes.
you know something's bothering you,
Yeah.
it brings you some degree of
Yeah.
distress.
Yeah, like a little kid who doesn't like tags touching the back of their neck when they wear clothes and you have to cut all their tags
But
out.
no one
Everybody has, like-
does. I mean, who likes tags rubbing against your neck?
Yeah, you're one of those weird little kids. I'm sure you were. I'm sure mommy had to cut all the tags out of your shirts.
I don't think. I mean, listen, some tags are annoying, whether
What?
you're a kid or an adult.
One of my
Anyway,
kids is like that.
all right,
Yeah.
back over to the shoes at the office. Now there's a debate. Is it okay to take your shoes off at the office, and like sit at your desk or sit at the cubicle, shoes, or the other aspect, the other part of the discussion, some people take their shoes off and walk around in the office in their socks or bare feet?
I
So
mean,
not
think-
just at your desk. Listen, kicking your shoes off at your desk, whatever. But walking around barefooted or with just socks on, you shouldn't do that.
take your shoes off. That's kind of the only option to travel.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't inherently have like stinky feet. So like normal shoes, I don't have. I think what would
Oh, let me
be.
guess. Your breath doesn't stink in the morning either, and your bleep don't stink. Like you're just.
What do you, can I
Just kidding.
can
Go
I
ahead.
finish up here?
I'm teasing.
He believes that second one.
So my feet inherently have never had any like really bad like foot odor deal. However, Fester, do you remember when I wore those Timberland leather dock shoes,
Dock shoes,
boat
boat
shoes?
shoes, yes.
Do you remember? Oh
And-
my God.
And you can't wear them with socks.
Right.
And it just,
So for a
Oh.
while, this is like late 90s.
this was your look for a little while.
Yeah, I was wearing my khaki shorts, a nondescript kind of colorful tee, and then I would wear my Timberland leather boat shoes.
Oh.
And, Fester just found them online, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what the interaction was between my bare feet and these Timberland shoes, but it was the worst reek. It was like a chemical reaction from hell. I mean, it was awful.
There's no place for your foot to breathe
Yeah.
inside these leather bags.
But whatever the story was, man, oh my God.
Worst.
It was like a gassing. It was like a chemical attack.
Yes.
It was and you know the thing, like where if people have like BO or something, they don't smell it themselves.
Yeah.
It's just everyone else.
Everyone else
Let me
does.
tell you, with my foot issue with these Timberland shoes,
Uh-huh.
oh boy, yeah, it would run people out of the room, and it would run me out of the room. I wanted to amputate my ankles. Anyway, bottom line is I got away from the shoes because you look like a total turd bag if you
you
wore
wear
those
socks.
with socks. So I drifted away. Yeah, is what I did. Hope you liked the video. If you did, then hit the like, share, subscribe, all this crap down here.